Where we? Camera. Hello, folks. Do apologise for the long wait of about half an hour or half hour. I was on the phone talking to somebody on a blurry camera. Right, let's go. Let me just crack the screen monitors are all either certain. Yeah, there's a certain theory thing behind. Right, so I'll be put on main display. Right. Yeah, so I can see, I don't know if it's bots, I can see 7 people have viewed during that time, 1 current viewer, 1 like, so thank you. I'm just going to drag that up to the top monitor, but keep an eye on my OBS. Right. Oh, that's what I was going to do, I almost forgot. So first things first, I'll log into, which I already have done, my server. So that's my server, right? So I'll talk about, I've forgotten, what's the title? I've forgotten. Because talking on the phone. 5M demo, how to share that. Right, okay. I completely forgotten then. So it's how to share files. So, right. So as you know, with a Windows server, first thing you want is the role called Internet Information Services, which is there. Right. So if you know about servers, I don't need to show you how to do the role. So to install the role, you click on Server Manager. It's either at the bottom right of your icon taskbar, or it'll be on your start menu app thing, which is there, Server Manager. When that starts, it's what have we got there? Google. Yeah, there's no need to worry about that. That's just because it's the Google update thing that's like running. So you can see there are things that started. So roles, what you do, you click Add Role, Next, Next, Next again, and then what you would see a specific thing. Now I've got different things installed, so you scroll down to Web Server ISS, it's already installed, so I can't show you that being installed, but it's already here. So you need all of them. There's other things you need to tick inside those. Make sure everything's installed, and then you've got Internet Information Services. And when that's running on your server completely, just go to your browser, type in whatever the local IP address is of your server on your browser, and you'll see an Internet Information Services welcome screen. It's like a bluish colour, different images. That's what you should see. If it's like, let me go off of that. What I'll do, click the Internet Information Services. There it is. So that's what it looks like when you go into it. So the default page, let's see if I can find that. If it'll run that for so I've got a different site, test PHP main I'm after the default one. It's somewhere in there. There it is. Your default website. So what we do? Right there. So you can browse that on the server, Google Kicks. And there it is. That's what it will look like on localhost. So I should be able to see that from my computer. Again, like I mentioned, your local IP address, which for me is 192.168.0.10. It's a local IP address, so it can't be. So you do that, and there it is. That tells you Internet Information Services there. So what I want to do is to share a folder. Now I'll show you this via the server, not via my computer, because it'll confuse you otherwise. What I'll do, I'll close that thing down. So what I need to do is go into my folders there, like this PC. Now I've got shared folders which I see via my computer, which I'll show you that now. For those of you that might not understand, bring the mic a bit closer. So you've got 5M, that's what the 5M server is on. Then you've got websites. So that's what I'm seeing via the computer, because they're shared via the, what's the role called? Sharing service, like that. So I'll show you the role and I'll bring that up. There it is, File and Storage Service it's called. So that's shared, but that only works locally. It will also work, yeah it does, I know the Samsung phone, when you've got files to see, it won't, it struggles, I don't know why, it must be a bug. But with my Apple phone, I can see the files, right, but you have to log in, or you need your username, password and all that. I can see the files, so it's only for sharing locally. You can't share the files externally over the internet because it won't allow you to do that, you know, unless you've got some kind of software. But you can do this via internet information, but be careful what you're sharing. Some stuff will be private. So what I want to do is share the resources folder of my server, right, or a copy of the resources folder, right. So what I'm going to do is go back to this PC. Where do I put that? Hosted. No, I won't put that. I've got that in the wrong place. I've hosted. Why have I put it there? Is it no. Right, that's the wrong place. So it's shared. Make sure I got it in the right one. I'm just looking at 5M QB Core. So I'm going to put that on Drive E, shared folders. And I could have swore I'd set something up early on via my computer. What's things plugin? No, that's for something else on my, the website things. Double check. Yeah, that's the folder there I want to make a copy of. So what do we do? There we go, delete. Just to make sure it ain't after it. Keep that folder. Right, it says open. I'm going to not rename, so I can copy the name of that folder so I know exactly what the correct name. What we do? Oh, if that open. So what I'm going to do is go to shared folders. I'm going to create a folder called resources. I can't call it 5M, so there's already a folder there called 5M. So what I know what to do. Just so as I know what there is, I can put the resources inside that folder. So I'll put 5M there. Shared. Now, for those of you probably watching, they may watch it, think, oh, you're leaking stuff. No. It's like stuff that's like old. It's content 4 years old, maybe 5 years old. It's still works. It's stuff I've tested. It still works. You can check that on the public demo server. You can look at the thing and everything still runs. I've done a complete thorough test of everything and nothing crashes. Leaking to me is you go to some of them websites and it's an helicopter one I was looking. They claim to be like helicopters, but there's what helicopters I used to have where the doors are open. I used to have them on my site. I haven't got them no more because I've tried. I could edit one, which you may remember me doing that via Gmodel. I still use that like for now and again, but I have to pay a monthly thing for it when I do, just for a month. I try to remember the police one. I could get so the doors are taken off, but on the ambulance one, something it is, I tried to edit that, but I could, when you move the doors and the bed thing, and you run both the YFT file, YFTI, isn't there? So you call it. So I tried to do both, or I did both before, but when I ran it in the server, the textures went pear-shaped. I don't know why. They were both. I was able to unlock them, and I don't know what was going on, but it must be something that's changed within either the Grand Theft Auto build or 5M. That's all I can think of. So I've got no helicopters. I've got other stuff in there which I've been testing. I still run test anything that becomes defunct. I take it out. Don't bother using it. You will have seen me on the previous do stuff with vectors for was it the police station for Mission Row. Now I haven't got that Mission Row anymore. I had another one which I was using. It was given to me. It turned out to be a leak, didn't it? I didn't know. But because you know that 5M have recently done a maintenance on the S-Grab system, they updated. Well, what was happening, I was loading into the server, the character, what the hell's going on here? It went whoosh, all funny and crash. I couldn't figure out what it was. So I went on to CFX Discord, asking about it, and they give me a link, and I was reading and I could see what it was. It's obviously stuff that wasn't being properly encrypted, it suddenly was. And yes, you know, in the 5M system was bang, knocking that thing out. So I just took it out, you know, anything like that. I won't use stuff like that to get rid of. So that's what I'm going to do there. You've got shared resources. Then I'll put in there resources. Right, so that's the folder that I want. So what I'm going to do first is this folder here, which this is the one that will be open on the website itself. So I need to choose a website to share this through. So what you do, sites, right? See there, that's the Internet Information Service site. So it's got to be one of the main sites, or yeah, or you could use one of your sub-sites if you know how to do that, or yeah, it could be sub-site, but I'm going to use, sure, let me think now, I could do share dot, well it is, let me think, could I do, I'm just trying to think with the cloud, like, could I do a sub-site called shared? Possibly could. So it's just a sub-site, no, this is what I'm going to do. Right, even better still. So first of all, I need to go to my Cloudflare, but I'm not going to show certain thing like on because of the public IP address. So we go a Cloudflare. It might not allow me to log in. Oh, of course. Let me see. It might request a code. Is it? Yeah, it is. So I can't show that on screen. So let me take this up to the top. So I need the recovery code from my phone. So I've got it like that because hackers have tried in the past. So I need authentication. We need there it is, I can see it. So it is, before it times out, 3 of them numbers and some of those. See, I'm not going to say them. That's it, now logging me in. Right, so let me see what we see first. On my first also, so I'm just waiting for, right, there we go. So that's my, the domains, I've got 4 of them. So what I'm going to do, let's see, AMGRP share. Actually, I use the AMGRP.co.uk shared. That tells you specific effect. Now I'm not going to show that on screen. Gotta be careful. That's just like analytics and all that, what's going on. So I've got to do a shared. So it'll be, what you do is you want CNAME. That's on your DNS. So what you'll, like your DNS, you'll see your public IP address, then you'll see your domain. So what you'll do, CNAME, like for me, it's got to be a CNAME. Then you've got your first bit, shared, and then the domain. And then you just click save, and then that will appear. So at the moment, for an example, if I do this, you won't see anything. Shared dot amgrp.co.uk, and it will be, of course, HTTPS like that. See, so there's nothing there at the moment. Nothing. I think, is it /UK? It is, isn't it? Yeah. So there's nothing there at the moment. So what we'll do, I'll move that to one side. So once it's created, you should see it appear. If no, you won't. You'll see something about the server. Let me just create this on my top monitor. I can't show you because of a public IP address. Records. Yeah, definitely can't because you can see the public IP address. So what we'll do, you go, if I can do that, there we go. No, I can't show you other things like codes and certain things, making sure that the share doesn't test. No, it's not there, because if it was already there I won't be able to use that. So what we do, see, I can't, that's it, I'm trying to hide, there we go, see if I can do this, there. So that's what it looks like. So I've got the actual domain, I've got the actual public IP address, hopefully hidden. So what you want is a C name, you want SHARED, shared. Then you need, copy that from the domain bit, amgrp.co.uk. You put that in and then we click save. Now I'll do that off screen, because if I do, you know what I mean, you'll see the public IP address. I don't want that because you're DDoSers and hackers and all that. So I'll save. Done. What I'm going to do is refresh the making sure I've got something correct. SHARD. Right, just about right. Share. I'm just waiting for it to propagate through the servers. AMG, making sure. amgrp.co. Yeah, it is. It's there. There we go. So now it's pointing to my server. That's what my server is. You know, giving the error message. So I can now close it down. Right. So my server is just prompt, you know, it is giving that error message. Something I am working on is custom error pages. That's once I've worked out to do that, I will show that. So we've got one. Something I will show. Bring that away. So we want. So what I have to do now is I want to copy the domain. Like that. And what I'll do, shared. So you go sites, add a new website, paste. That's what the name will be. So I can see it in the list. And then I'm going to do default app pool. Now I need the physical path, so I search for that. Which is, if I can remember where it is, shared. There they are. And there's the resource folder, that's your folder. And you click OK. Connect as, so I've got to connect as, where, so it gives a bit of protection to the folder. So I need the server username. And then, what is, oh, try to remember that. No, it ain't that one, is it? I think it's the other one. And as mentioned in the last video, I'm logged in, as you notice, via remote. I'll explain in a minute a bit more what I mentioned last night's video. So I required a local IP address. I need to change that HTTP to HTTPS, and that's port 443. Then I require the host name, which is, there we are, just the host name. You don't need anything else because it does that for you. So I've got to select a certificate shared from the server. Then you click OK. Yeah, obviously it's warning me that there's already something using HTTPS, which I know. You click yes, and that's it. Now you should see 403 forbidden. So what you need to do now for the Internet Information Services, you'll have something called directory browsing. So you've got your default documents, you don't want to touch them because that's like what's read on the thing if you wanted a website on there. So you've got default documents, or directory browsing. No, directory browsing. Default, oh no. So that's my brain. Directory browsing. There we go. So you click enable. So I click that enable. Now when I do that, you should. There we are. That's what you'll see. So when I drop a folder in there, you'll see it direct and you can download it. But it's got to be zipped or anything like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'll close that. So I need to go into the files because you got a web config. I need to erase it. What do I do? Properties, hidden. Don't want that. Yep. There we go. So when I do gone. See? Simple as that. So I'll leave that open. Now I'm not going to copy the files to and from via my computer to the server because the problem is there. It'll take forever. Because you're on a different drive now, it's going through the router. So I'll leave that open. And what I'll do first, so these will be read only for the time being until I can make it more secure. You possibly can download certain things. Now I won't be sharing the CFX because of passwords and codes. You don't need that. So what we do, when I can find, there they are, shared folders. There's my 5M saver. That's my public one. I'm not going to. No, we don't need the bat either. I don't think. We'll do. No. Oh, let me just check what's in that of code. No, that's for something different. No, we don't need that. Definitely the TX admin thing. No. Definitely don't need that because there'll be passwords in there that could be seen. No, we don't need the artifacts. You update that yourself, but you can see how I would put things in. I want to change that to see. That's what I want to do. CFX, no, resources only. You don't need you don't need that. It's just the resources that you require. So that's the resource. That's my resources there. You probably, I know somebody asked me about. Let me bring up the server. 5M there we are. Servers. So if I do that, somebody's asking how that is done. Well, you'll be able to have a copy of that and modify, alter that to your custom thing. Also, this has been asked about. How is it able to do all that? Well, it's just, it's on this, you get the, bugging, what do you call them? Because it's, remember, is it mojos, icon, thingies, what do you call them? I don't know if I can't remember what you call them. Yeah. Right, so what I want to do is copy that. I want the CFX default in there. And the one thing I don't use on the server is game modes, as I've mentioned that. Because with QB core, it doesn't require ESX. Don't use that, because what happens, you get them default characters go 1, 2, 3 just before your main multi-character, and I couldn't figure that out. So what I'll do, so you know that, so no, I'm not going to move, because I'll move all my stuff to there. I don't want that. So I'm going to copy, paste. Done. So it's going from, you know, on the save. It'll take a bit of time. Let that do that. So remember, I'm live, so I can't just cut off. Now what I want to do is explain, because I was talking about what a virtual server is and a dedicated server. So why that's doing that, what we'll do, there it is, it's starting to appear direct. I'll let that complete. So what we'll explain again. A dedicated, tell you what I'll do, I'm going to do myself a cup of tea and getting a bit dehydrated. Let me see. Remember, when I'm live, I always stop. I don't want to be 9 people. It's good to be for watching, but still, appreciate it. So I'm just going to do myself a drink. I'll be back in a bit. See, I don't want to be constantly, no, the computer. I know I'm live, and people say, oh, but unprofessional. On your channel, isn't it? There. I'll just try with me. That thing there behind. Yeah, you probably hear it then by the mic. When you, sorry. Oh, it's the, see, the reason she's behind the monitor is the heat. It's warm. So, turn it forward, go. So, you can see, there we are, what's in there, if you look. Easy as that. So just give me a minute or two, you'll hear the kettle boil, so just give me a minute. Right, what's we got? Right, I'm back. So I'm just checking now. So we've got. Okay, drag the voice in. Yeah. Oh, not drag. No. Need that, don't I? Copy that. Done. Standalone. They're just the basic things as they are, not changed. So again, that's what they will look like. You can see the time was put in and the date, directory it's called. What have we got? Standalone, Bob. Oh, also for pillbox, you build. Yeah. See, they're like read on, sort of like read only. So certain things you won't be able to open them unless. So what I need to do is add. Oh, I know what to do. Something that allows you to read Lua. Or what allowed the wet, you know, the browser. I just need to let this complete. Let me think how to do that. and I'll show you how it's done. Because that's why the browser gives that, you know, because there's nothing there for allow it, you know, for the browser to read Lua. So you can see how things are. You might want to copy a bit of that code and all that, or you might, you know, copy it and whatever you want to do. Well, what I'll do with some of them, zips. No, because I can't. Certain things when it's put there, it has to be done by tab-x, doesn't it? I just thought, because the terms and conditions of 5M, that's the problem. Certain things I can't put on tab-x because I don't own that stuff. Stuff that's there, it's like, it's not zipped, so it's just as it is. It's just raw, so it wouldn't let you use it properly. So that's just so you can see what's what. You can look at everything. I just need to check what we're going to do. So you've got the shot. Yeah, there are. I can see the extension is Lua. Right. GitHub. So we want a QB code. It's a copy QB code, isn't it? I keep forgetting that. That does that. So what I'm going to do is go back into Internet Information Services when I can find. There it is. There we go. There's Lua. Which one is it? Modules? I try to remember. No, it's not modules, is it? Definitely not that. Is it MME? I think it's one of them. No, that's no, definitely not those. I think it's the MM. It is. It's MIME types or whatever they call them. I think it's those. Specific files. Let me see if I don't think Lua's in there, is it? I'm seeing them for me to be. Bear me a second. Lua. I see. I can't see Lua in there. 𝐼𝐯𝐾𝐿. Oh no. Right. So I can see it before. Yes, that right there. So it'd be a text file, wouldn't it? Let me see how these are added in. So you've got dot, so it'd be .lua, right. Just so I'm aware of how you add that in. So it should be. Is it .lu? Is it Lua? Make sure. And then TEXT / and I think Lua. And then you click OK. Now what that should do is allow the browser. We restart the actual web site. So when I go into, there we go. See, you can now see the Lua. You won't be able to copy anything back because it won't allow you to do that. So you can now see all the Lua. So when let me check somewhere else. Polyzone QB, yeah. So say you wanted to look at, for example, there. See, it just gives you an idea of what's what, and but see, that's why I'm not putting the service CFG or anything else. Anything from Modit? No. Trying to think if there's anything from Modit with a key on. I don't think there is. The only thing in there is the trucking job. That's done via it's done via the Discord, but it's updated or authorised via the developer's Discord. So you wouldn't see, even if it's that, it wouldn't work on yours. The trucks, I don't think, I'm not sure. If they've got escrow, they won't. So we've done that. So the next we go. Right, this is where what do we do first? You bugger. So you can actually be glancing at this now if you're watching. Just there's your domain. shared.amgrp.co.uk. Make sure you got HTTPS before, and otherwise your browser might say give a message. So there you are. See that's the everything that's custom in there. So I'm going to drag over it. So you got that's the custom chat that I've got. You know, with your little 𝐶𝐻𝐿𝐸 load. That's a loading screen. I've got map game type. That's what it does. Right, so I better show you again, hadn't I? In case you're not sure what's I got. 5 see, I've been looking for 5 anything on the 5 things though. That just looking for stuff. Yeah, you might see Vag. I'm just seeing what they it's becoming, sorry, with all this escrow now, a lot of stuff now is becoming very, very far-fetched, and I've been testing the Vag stuff just to see what's in there. But keep off it, I tell you, and other ones. It's they're riddled with bloody Trojans and viruses and what have you. Especially the scripts. The actual set of things are, but I still won't trust them. That's it. It's only for testing purposes, and that's about it. Yeah, see that there, you got the map name. So I've called it AMG Roleplay, and I've got there for the game type AMG Free Roam. So close that back off. So what we'll do, just so you can see that it's game type. Yeah. So you need F. So in there, you'll see what I've got, and then see how I've done that. Just a bit of a little script. I had to look this up, try and figure out it's all done, and I found some on the CFX thing where people were talking, and I thought I'll try it out. Type bits of what I could see. See there the emojis or icons. That's what I put in. Alright, so first of all, what do we do? It's going to go in scripts. I've done it again. So tab X, you can see what that is, but it's protected with escrow. You'll be able to see what's in there. Let me do this first of all. Remember, if you say you was doing this via a VPS, it'll take you forever, because you know what things like. I'll explain that in a minute while I'm doing that. So a VPS, I'll go back to it, or like a hosting company, you know, like you've got different ones out there. They'll offer a dedicated server or a virtual server, depends on what you want. Dedicated server is your physical the hardware. So let me bring up to give you an idea. For those of you new, there we go. So I've got a Dell server, a bit like that. That's a Dell under my desk. It's not that model. It's the it's on the video. It shows it, the smaller one. Looks like the other one. Is it? It is. The T-Summit 140 it is. Now that's like what some companies have, small companies, but the big companies have things like these. and I mean they are big beasts. Them, they're like rack server. So that gives you an idea of what they look like. That's what probably YouTube and all them have got for the data centers. So they'll be just like save 1 or 2 servers, and the rest of it's storage. That's how they work. So believe you me, there is hundreds of thousands of pounds worth there, and I mean a lot. Because when I worked at DHL Sainsbury's supply chain in Stoke, they had like one of those, a tower, but not all storage. They got, let me try and remember, they had one server for all the computers, so you know, like a domain controller, which is when you log on, with storage. And I remember explaining with the drives, you can pull the drive, so if one drive there, you pull that for another one, and it starts dropping over. They had one server for the radio system. It's like, you know, it's a PBX radio. It's a bit like a PBX phone. So instead of going to prep watch it, you could dial like a little, I remember 301 and 303 and all that, dial that number on the radio, and then that radio send that signal and the radio ring, and you answer. It's a bit like a phone in a way, but it's still like a, you know, like a radio thing, the way it works. Then you got something for server for the automation systems that I worked on, you know, like the EPM and EPS server for that, which was any maintenance was done by, it was the German company now, Waitrun, I think they call them, Waitrun, what their name is. That's how they did it all. It was server for something else. I think it's for the radio stations, you know. Oh no, it was a skybox for the radio. I think that's for the radio station. No, the televisions. And I think it's for the time in the canteen. And they had something for the radio stations as well, which they had. You know, but obviously they probably had, yeah, they did because of the DAB stuff. Remember that? And because I was, you know, lucky enough to get to see the servers, because I was told that if the thing's triggered and white power, they get out of the room as fast as you can. You know, it's like a fire thing, right? They caught fire. Plus, it's a cooling room, which they have to have because they get warm. You know? And then everyone else is asking me, like, says, like, Jammy, but how do you get going there? I said, is RCU lit? I said, no one's. Just the manager. I went up there, the manager, because he like knows him into all computers and servers and got me own and all that. Explained it to him, so he did that for me. You know, and that's how I understood a bit more. So again, you've got different things that look like. So I'm trying to get an image where them racks. Is it a rack? Not a rack servers. Be funny for that one. There we are. Alright, there. That's one. But oh no, it's a storage unit and Dell powered. Oh, it's a server. The components will be inside. See how big that is, Scott? So how right? So you can see the cost. So what's the dimensions of that? As per usual, isn't it? I'm trying to get, see, there it is, look, that's another storage, look at the size of that mother, that's a storage unit. So again, that ain't like a small, it's like, lengthwise, they'd be like that, you know, and that would be like the height of them, you know, so you can see what they like to use. So I can advise you with if you wanted 5M, a server like mine. I know someone will try and run it for the computer, not wise to do that. When I'm doing the, you know, stuff for YouTube, I do. Is that the inside view? It is. There we go. I mentioned something about hot wiring. Well, it won't allow me to won't allow me to zoom in. Right, typical. See, there's your example there about hot wiring. You pull, see, but I'm trying to find there. That'll do. That'll do. Wait. That might do. One of those things. I'm trying to find something. see if I can grab that. See, it's because they're being used on the things. Again, see, that's a server, but it's like a tower server, what you'd have, a normal business might have, but probably in a cooling room. Trying to get inside. There you go. There we go. That'll do. Right, so what I'm seeing there, you got all those fans, see that? So if one of them fans failed or two, you can take, the others will keep going, they just lift two of them out. Same there with the coolers. So there you got, might be screws on there. So you got one, it's more than likely both processors will work together, but if one fails, or one carries on going, they can lift that out, you know, or even there's a two circuit, yeah it is. Two separate circuit boards, which is a good idea. That if one fails, one takes over. Same with the RAM. See, you got your RAM sticks. So if one fails, take one out. Power supplies. Remember I mentioned the video. It's two. One fails, the other one kicks in. They could take the other one out. Same with all other things there. That's probably for like the internet card, isn't it? You know, so to connect up to the internet somewhere. I'm not sure what that is. Some components, I don't know what they are. The processors will be underneath there, so they're probably like one or two. Some might have like 4 processors or what is it? And it's the way they work. You know, it's a pretty good thing. Storage will be somewhere here at the front, so it just pulls them out, right? And that's the idea. So that's like a complete physical dedicator. So when you know, when you're hosting service, you order a dedicated, that's what you're using the full server. But if it's a virtual server, you're still using the dedicated, but it's shared with other users. So it's virtual, not real, but it's shared. So you'll be sharing the hardware, like processor, RAM power and all that, but it works out cheaper, but you're sharing. That's the whole idea. You know, it depends on what you want. There's something called bare wire, isn't there? I think they call it. Things like that, not things I don't fully understand. Because I had people on a Facebook group, like they're asking me about what's what, you know, advice and all that. It's a group I've joined for the 5M, and you can tell like they're young, some of them, and don't fully know about it. I can tell the grammars of that of young, or maybe people aren't from the UK. So they're asking, I thought I'll try and answer the question the best I can, and some are asking about buying a 5M server for somebody, you know, a fully made up one. I thought, so I advised on that one to be very careful what you're buying, because as a lot of people will know from the past, they bought a server, it's out of date or it's leaked and stolen content that you just can't use because of it. escrow. It'll just be completely, you know, you just can't use it. So, and I'd add that, as I mentioned on my, I mentioned it on, yes, on the Facebook where how I help somebody. It's on my website. I think I mentioned it in a video about a young lad that came to it. He's 11. You know, I didn't actually. I saw it on my Discord. He was asking for help, pleading for help. I kept seeing it being, you know, repeated every now and again. I thought, what's what? Then I thought I'd respond to him. I said, what's up? And he said, I need help ASAP. I've been robbed of money. So I spoke to him via voice, and he was crying his bloody eyes out. Poor lad. And when he told me, you know, 160 quid he was robbed, plus all the content, he explained what had happened. Like, he had somebody what he thought was like a scammer developer help him. He paid the money. He let the person into his hosting his server. He stole all the content. It's a little bit before the escrow, so he nicked everything off the server. He shut down the server. Plus, because he got access to what he gave him access to his hosting account, he shouldn't have done that. he nicked that as well and shut that down. They deleted the account, so he'd lost. He couldn't get a refund. I said you could try and get a refund, explain what's happened, but the problem is you've given him access to your watch it, so that's where, you know, your account, that's where you've handed over. He's taught you that, so you're going to lose everything. You know, I think he told me he paid 150 or 260 quid for stuff off Tebex, because that S-Grab was coming into use at the time, and he'd lost all that, so it's like 300-400 quid he lost. His mum and dad weren't happy, so I said, look, what I'll do for you, because I could see you in tears all that, so I was in video talk, and I said, what I'll do, I'll help you, right, free, which is what I always do, so because I've had enough of scammers. I've had a few coming to me, over it and all that. When they get on that, I track them down. Of course, I tried to get the scammers shut down, but it's hard. So I'd out the poor lad out. So this is what I'll do for it. I'll create you a server, just a basic one with QB core. And what I'll do, because there's no encryption on certain things I've got, like scripts or whatever, which is still, I'll put in a few MLOs and YMAP fabricated with code work, 1 or 2 for you, as a starter. There's some scripts that I've got hold of, which work, I've tested, and it'll be a server that works, no errors, no nothing. It'll be completely free. All you've got to do, I said before you got it, like I'll take out the keys and all that, my web Steam key and whatever, and key and master key, because after I add your own in there and all your details, and I'll teach you that. I'll go through it with you, so you know what to do. So I did that for him. We got the so I said I'll create it on your server. Actually no, that's what I did. I created it for him on his server. He got another host there. Said yeah, you can watch me do it. I'll use TeamViewer, not direct remote. Said because you can't sit there. Said so in future, if you're going to let somebody watch it, don't give them full access. You give them like admin, but not full admin. You know what I mean? You're the main admin. I show you how to do that via the group policy. If there's or via specific settings, you can. You know, and if you're going to grant them access to TX admin, anyone, you're the main one. They won't get full access. You can grant them. I show you how that's done, and you know, said it's a hard lesson to learn, but you've lost everything now. And I know the little scumbags that what he'll probably do now, because he's got access to where your account's gone. That content of yours, he'll sell that. Get well on some website. What I'll do, what it is keep an eye out for it. What you want to do when you see it is report it to the 5M team, and if you can see. So what 5M will do, they'll try and track down the 5M account, and they'll shut his thing down, suspect they'll ban him completely and get him taken offline. Sometimes what to do. So, because it'll teach you a lesson. Got one person, well, I'm not going to say any names who it was, but they had tracked him down, and then good, teach him a lesson. So I did all that out for him. Servers there running, you got people joining. You asked me if it join. I says no, I don't watch it. Then you got your friends all join with others. I'll speak to others and try who maybe not watch it, see if they'll join the server or help out and all that, and explain it to them. And some of them did as a kind gesture and all that for a bit until he got himself up and running. And I think the server is still running now. I think this was like 3 years ago, so it'd be what, 11, 12, 13, no, 11, 12, 13, it'd be about 14 or 15 now, due to leave school, isn't it? So, you know, it's a good thing I did, you know, to help out another person is what I like. So again, that's your physical serve you see there, that's the physical part, right? That's what, you know, a dedicated server. Virtual is a virtual server, which isn't real, but it's you're sharing the hardware with others. That's what you're doing. And also, I forgot to mention, with the hardware, you can use Linux, which is a free open source operating systems you can use, but you've got to know all the commands sudo, all those commands which I don't know. Windows is probably the easiest to use, but you might need an operator key. Most hosting companies, when you serve with them, will provide that key, but you may have to pay a bit more because they have to pay Microsoft to have those keys, so it'll cost you. But they'll provide Linux, which will be free. Saying, but it's up to you what you want to do. Linux is a lot harder to use, that's why I use Windows. But it's why I think I mentioned in the video, I use my own server, as I've mentioned. It's Windows 2019 that runs on the server. It's an OEM key, which means I can only use that operating key on that server, that hardware, no other server. That's what you can only use it on the one. So that's what it means. 2019, so end of life isn't there yet. There will be soon. There is a new operating system to come on, but I won't use them yet until I know the bugs, the creases are ironed out. Because I know that myself with a lot of businesses, they won't upgrade to a new server operator until they know, till the end of life of the one they're using is coming along. Then they will, but they've still got to be careful, because you can suddenly bump bang. If there's any bugs, it could crash all the system. And oh, there we go. So you can see all other images. It shows you for different angles. Why? Oh, it's Shutterstock, isn't it? See how they come out? It's probably clips on them and all that. See your different transistors, the chip capacitors. Yeah, I can see them. Remember, I know what transistors are because I've done that. Try it. That's like the tower system. I'll keep it cool. It's like a cooling room. I can see that straight away. And that's your storage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 hard drives there, which don't pull out. A bit like and I think, is it got a key? Yeah. See there, it's like a key system, so people can't just take the hard drives out and nick and get access to the data, because there'd be private data on there, people's credentials and everything. That's why you wouldn't want somebody to get hold of that, because it would be then the process. Oh God. Yeah, so like I mentioned, some have 2 processors, some have 1. So I'll go off that for now. Back to where I was. So you got the scripts, there they are. There's some custom ones which I've got in, just a few at the moment. Vehicle control, that's when you've got your control and you press the right thing and it brings, I think it's for the sirens. So what we're going to do first, see, it depends. Trees, which one's that? Oh, I know what that is. Trees. No. Do it again. So you paste the trees in. See, because if I did it from your computer to the server, it'd take a bit longer, because it's on the same drive, so it's a bit quicker. Trees, if you wanted to use that. Don't know how long that 𝐾𝐻 will take if you want. Actually, what I should have done, that I've dropped a clanger. What I should have done is put them as a zip. So actually, I'll do that another time. Wait, so I keep it as it is at the moment. You've got trees, 1 clothing. That's right, where it's got no, because the 5M's terms and conditions, no logos and anything else on there. All the vehicles have got no D badge. They'll just got VVV. No, I mean, for the 5M's, the Grand Theft Auto things on there. That's about it. I know there's a lot of talk, which I've been reading on the leaky sites and all that, on about Gabs and all that, don't know why, saying that he killed some community. Well, I don't know. He's just made his money, hasn't he, like he has. I don't. No, you didn't do anything anymore, is he, for 5M? I think it's been 2.5 years, is it? And, like he's done nothing. Well, there isn't much more you could do, is it? It's because of the he's made his money, and like it's the competition in it from others. That's the one problem. It's like, but as I mentioned, like when I tried, I've only got one of Gab's like MLOs. No, two. It's the Pillbox Hospital and Mission Road. That's the one I've gone back to using them. But have I? Or have I not? Yes, I've got yeah, I've got the Pillbox Hospital and Mission Road Police Station, because I've tried over Mission Road Police Station and they bit like it's too much, you know what I mean? Too much. It's very buggy, whatever. The way it's been developed. So, but the Mission Road, what Gab's that's quite. How old is that now? It's got to be 4 years old. Is it 2018? Is it 20? No. Is it 2020 it came out? Something like that. I know it's a while ago. And that I bought that before. There's only two, wasn't it? Pillbox, Mission Road. I bought them. It's before Esquire, wasn't it? And yeah, it was before he did. Oh God, was it now? The subscription. Before he started to create that, he did the subscription. I used to try them all, but I found there were the shocks, as I mentioned, were interfering with other things. You know, they were conflicted because the same files. I can't remember which they were. There's certain YDD and YFT files that were being used with another MLO that were, and you can see that the conflict. It was so that was it. I couldn't use it. Yeah, they're nice, you know. I thought, well, no, I thought if I was going to use all that, then my server's going to be the same as every other bug, isn't it? You know what I mean? I want mine to just try to be unique. So that's why I don't do a great deal anymore. It's just a demo thing what I do for streaming. That's about it. Make sure them are visible. Yeah, they are. Look, oh, they are. There, look. So if I do that, you can see it's becoming invisible. So we want. What have we got? I'm going to drag the KL island in. I'll paste that in. I don't think you can download. No, you can't. It just so you can see the way you're up to the metric loop. Sure, metric. Yes, can you download? You can copy. No, you can't download them as yet. It's just read only like it is. So until I change everything. What have you got? There's your KO Island. So we want postal map. That gives you the coloured, is it coloured map? Yeah, it is a coloured map. We've got 6 items still number 3, so what we want MLOs. Now, when you look on via 5M, I'll show you this. Back servers, must be 5M servers, isn't it? 5M servers. And you look at the resources, what you'll see is everything's in like folders like it. So I've got it set up a specific way to it, so it hides everything. You know, because people saying, oh, there's this and this and that and that and that and God knows what in there. So it keeps people guessing. tea leaves. Yeah, and see, in the UK, we do like his tea as well as his coffee. I know in America you don't get much tea. There we have tea and a biscuit or coffee and a biscuit. You know. Y maps state. So MLOs are like, well, I've done a renamed. Y maps are things I created with CodeWalker. That copied over it. I think those are available on my Tebex. I can't remember. I've done them. If you, right. They may take a bit longer to do because there's a lot of. I'm not exactly sure. What's happened there? Vehiclist, that's it. There we go. That's what we do now. And I have is an aeroplane. I think it's only one airplane. I think it's the police helicopter. I can't remember. Not police airplane. Hold on. Ambulance vehicle. Yeah, the ambulance vehicle pack. Plus there's others I've got in there, which I'm a custom audio pack. Yeah, I just got to wait for a fire brigade vehicle pack. Police vehicle pack. I know there's another police vehicle pack. Vanilla. I can't remember what that is. So it's audio pack. Yacht pack. Forgotten what's in there. I think one or two, some of them don't wait. What one or two do? Right, because I think there's one or two spawn. I think there's the two of them that won't. I think it's due to Grand Theft, not Grand Theft, Rockstar changing everything. So I've got to wait for that 1 hour. Oh no. Shouldn't take an hour. It's on the same SSD drive. To kill it. Now imagine if I try to upload this to my VPS system, even if it's zipped, it'll take quite a while. What I recommend is when anyone that builds a service, don't just throw everything in all at once, because what happens is that something goes wrong, you won't know what's what. It's best to put one thing at a time and test them out. You know, test the vehicle, make sure they aren't crashing the server, and if you're happy, then you leave, and then you put your next lot of vehicles in. It's what I did. If you've got to make sure your FX config files are right, FX manifest lures are correct, otherwise you will see about cannot find specific meta files. Make sure they aren't still listed within the FX manifest. If they are, and the files aren't there, you need to, take it out of the script bit like I've done. Otherwise, you'll have I'll have a lot of things that like them showing. I think I got on one video or live stream I had to do all that. It took forever. But I've got nothing added in the shared things yet. Cubicle. We're doing 11, check it, 11 and 11. Oh, back to. So we want the audio. I have been checking the audio if I make sure they aren't conflicting with any others. My little monkey sleep. Are you alive, boss? You aren't dead, are you? My knees aren't moved. No, she's moved. She went for. Just double checking. Making sure you're not dead, boss. Yeah. You. Yeah, I knew. Yeah. So she's behind him on it, nice and warm. Oh. Right, so that is completed then. And that's what you will see there. The FX manifest shoot. There we are. So that's like how I've done. You can see how, if you sure, an FX manifest is done. Yeah, so you can even, if you want to, just copy. I think you can copy that as an example. And in the see, in the stream it shows you what the files are. I don't think, no, you can't. I don't think you can. No, you can't actually copy the. No, you won't be able to. So it shows you what's in there. Vehicle pack and what's stream. Got MS. I can't remember MS charge it there. So it shows you like what the vehicles are. Wheel. Can't remember exactly what wheelchairs. Yeah, you could definitely see. So that's the police vehicle pack. Now I could have done this, so I was sharing the file. Actually, I could go back to sharing the files direct from, not all of them, the actual, so you can see what's what within the files. But I've sort of got to be careful, see, because I don't think anybody can. I want, so even if somebody was to try and do this little trick, I want to test something. Model, somebody try to do. Let me try this. I don't think it wouldn't even allow you to do this. No, you see, there's nowhere, if you tried to copy the file back, you won't be able to, because it's like read only. But save as link. Yeah, so it's read only. So for an example, what I'll do then, I'll change that, but I'll still keep them there as like a copy. So if anything goes wrong, I've still got those back. What I'll do, is like when so you can see exactly what's on the actual server itself when it gets updated. What we need to do then is go like that. Is that. And then we go sites, shared. Share. There it is. What we need to do. Advanced settings. So I need to change the destination of the files. So we go shared 5M FX server. Obviously I'm not going to share the FX server because you'll have other stuff in there. Definitely not. That's a bit. Or let me just double check it. Make me just double check. Yeah. It's got to be resources only. Let's see that. That's what you'll see. That I don't want to be sharing anything else. So if I do, there we go, and refresh. Oh, what's happened? Oh, I know what's happened. So I'm seeing the 403 error. I know what's happened. Directory browsing. Because it's disabled itself, and you go. There we are. And you now see it. There we go. Oh, need to make sure the web config is hidden. Properties. I don't think the server will read that. Well, it shouldn't. It's got nothing to read on that, has it? So you go apply. Click, there we go, it's heading away. And there we are. So that's what's on. See anything on the public server, you can see, you can view them at any time or what's in there. Apart from when the actual server's been, if the physical server's rebooted after an update, we check for that. Because you know, as you're aware, Windows there's updates now and again, so I need to double check that. Yeah, there is. So we got a cumulative update on. So there may be a restart after the other one. So make sure that's doing that now. Leave that to do what it needs to do. Then it should restart the early hours of the morning by itself. What else was there I wanted to show? I can't remember. Which I don't think there is anything else. Mail, main, multi. No, there isn't. If you wanted to view, something else I'll show you, because I know, so I'll put the links in the thing. So in case you're curious about TXadmin, something else I'm doing, if you notice, that's like a domain, HTTPS. It's secure. Now you're probably thinking, how have I done that? It's again through Cloudflare, but it's had to go through like a ton. What do you call it? Let me see if I'm able to show that, a tunneling system, which is a rig build today. I had to read up on that. It's on. Is it Turn? No, not Turnstile. That's what the websites are now using. Turn. No, Zero Trust. I can't remember what that put it for. It's one of them. I just got to be careful. I'm showing you. Make sure. Gateway. No, is it networks? I forgot now. Tunnels. That's it. Yeah, that's what it goes for, a tunnel. You have to install something on your server. I've also done it via the computer, so it reads something off your computer. There's some software you got to do, but you won't get the software until you've created the specific thing, and you have to. It runs as a service on the server, so that's for the when the private demo is running. So what you'll see for the private demo when it's offline is that. TXadmin. As soon as that comes online, if I just booting that up now, there it is. Not yet, I'm just waiting. There we are, it's just kicking in now. You won't see a public eye, but you'll see, there it is, look. So if I refresh that now, there we are, TXadmin. So you can view that anytime, the actual, but obviously I'm not going to put the like the passwords or anything like that. I'm trying to figure out how TXadmin, like a demo thing, how can that be done? Because I know folks are asking how all that works. So that's the server there, but like the private one when it's online, I just took it offline. So again, that's my physical, the public server when it's running, everything you see in there. That's what I'll do. What we do. There. No. That's what I'm trying to bring. So if I sign out of my server, what I'll do while I'm on the liner. Yep, okay. What's happened to you? Creating eye should be a what we'll do, I'll put the link so if you want to browse that, that's the link for that. And then what we'll do, if you anytime you want to, you won't be able to log into TXadmin. Make sure I log out, because that's all your the only thing you see. So you won't be able to log in. So we can do that. No, log in. There we go. So you won't be able to do anything there. So that's both the things. If you wanted to view those to see what they're like. Just double check something what you see. Yeah, there they are. Yeah. There you go. Anytime you want to, you can browse those anytime you want to view them. It's there for you if you wish to view them. So what I'll be saying is close them down. I think this will be the end of the stream. I've been going long enough, so if you enjoyed that little bit for 2 hours, I know, well, for an hour and a half, should I say, because I was on the phone for half hour, I didn't know I'd be watch it, get the phone call. So if you enjoyed watching that for an hour and a half, click like. If you want to see more, click subscribe, and I'll be back with either another recorded video or live stream soon. So I'll see you all on the next one. So it's goodbye from me and goodbye from that fairy thing.